Espionage. Secret agents, coded messages, daring missions. Spies move silently, gathering information. Their work can change history, toppling governments, exposing conspiracies. Spies have shaped events, influenced wars and political negotiations. From ancient times to now, spies gather intelligence and protect secrets, operating in a dangerous world, risking their lives. Their stories are shrouded in secrecy and intrigue. Some become legends, others remain anonymous. All share a common thread, operating in the shadows. Join us as we uncover the secrets of espionage. Matahari, a Dutch exotic dancer, captivated early 20th century Europe. Born Margaretha Zell, she adopted the stage name Matahari, meaning Eye of the Day in Malay. Her provocative dances hid a web of espionage. During World War I, both French and German intelligence noticed her. Accused of spying for Germany, she was arrested in 1917. Despite claiming innocence, she was found guilty and executed. Alan Turing, a British mathematician and logician, is considered one of the founding fathers of computer science. But it was his work during World War II that cemented his place in history as a hero who helped to change the course of the war. Turing cracked the Enigma code, a complex encryption system used by the German military to transmit secret messages. The Enigma machine was a formidable challenge. It used a series of rotors and electrical circuits to scramble messages, making them virtually unbreakable. Turing and his team at Bletchley Park, a secret code-breaking centre in England, worked tirelessly to decipher the German communications. They built a machine called the Bomber, which helped to automate the code-breaking process. Turing's breakthrough came when he realized that by exploiting patterns and repetitions in the German messages, he could predict the Enigma settings. This allowed the Allies to intercept and read German military communications, giving them a crucial advantage in the war. The intelligence gathered from Enigma decrypts played a vital role in Allied victories in North Africa, the Battle of the Atlantic and the D-Day landings. Virginia Hall, an American woman operating behind enemy lines in Nazi-occupied France, earned the moniker the Limping Lady from the Gestapo, who considered her their most dangerous spy. Born in Baltimore, Maryland, Hall dreamed of a life in the Foreign Service, but a hunting accident in her youth left her with a prosthetic leg, ending her aspirations. Undeterred, Hall joined the British Special Operations Executive, SOE, during World War II. Her mission was to support the French resistance by supplying weapons, training recruits, and coordinating sabotage operations. Despite the constant threat of capture, Hall evaded the Gestapo with her cunning and resourcefulness. Her courage and unwavering determination made her a thorn in the side of the Nazis. She organized resistance networks, helped downed Allied airmen escape, and played a key role in the liberation of France. The Gestapo, frustrated by her elusiveness, dubbed her Marie of Lion and placed a bounty on her head. But Virginia Hall, the Limping Lady, outsmarted them all. Section 5. The Cambridge Five, a Web of Deceit. The Cambridge Five, a group of highly placed British intelligence officers who acted as double agents for the Soviet Union, represent one of the most shocking espionage scandals of the Cold War. These men, recruited as students at Cambridge University in the 1930s, rose to positions of power within the British government and intelligence services. Driven by their communist ideology, the Cambridge Five passed sensitive information to the Soviets, including military secrets, diplomatic cables, and the identities of Western agents operating behind the Iron Curtain. Their treachery had far-reaching consequences, compromising Western intelligence operations and influencing the course of the Cold War. The members of the Cambridge Five, Kim Philby, Donald Maclean, Guy Burgess, Anthony Blunt, and John Cairncross, operated with impunity for years, their true allegiances hidden behind a veneer of respectability. It was not until the 1950s that their treachery began to unravel, as defectors and counterintelligence investigations exposed their double lives. Oleg Penkovsky, the colonel who saved the world. Penkovsky, a Soviet GRU colonel, risked his life to provide the West with vital information about Soviet nuclear capabilities. Motivated by disillusionment, he reached out to Western intelligence. He provided crucial details about Soviet missile deployments and military plans. His intelligence helped avert a nuclear confrontation during the Cuban Missile Crisis. Penkovsky's information confirmed Soviet missiles in Cuba, aiding President Kennedy. In 1962, he was arrested by the KGB and executed in 1963. Section 7, the Farewell Dossier, Farewell to Illusions. Vladimir Vetrov, codenamed Farewell by French intelligence, was a high-ranking KGB officer who became disillusioned with the Soviet system and decided to expose its secrets to the West. In the early 1980s, he provided French intelligence with a massive cache of documents revealing Soviet espionage activities around the world. The Farewell Dossier, as it became known, was a treasure trove of information about Soviet technological espionage. It revealed that the Soviet Union was systematically stealing Western technology to compensate for its own lagging industries. This information was a wake-up call for Western intelligence agencies, exposing the extent of Soviet espionage efforts. Vetrov's motivations for betraying his country were complex. He was reportedly disillusioned with the corruption and inefficiency of the Soviet system. He also expressed concern about the growing threat of Soviet militarism. His actions had a significant impact on the course of the Cold War, exposing Soviet vulnerabilities and contributing to the eventual collapse of the Soviet Union. Section 8, Aldrich Ames, a mole in the CIA. Aldrich Ames, a former CIA officer, inflicted one of the most damaging blows to US intelligence when he sold secrets to the Soviet Union and later Russia for over a decade. Driven by greed and a sense of resentment towards the CIA, Ames betrayed his country for financial gain. Ames's treachery had devastating consequences. He compromised the identities of numerous CIA and FBI informants operating within the Soviet Union, leading to their capture, imprisonment, and in some cases, execution. His betrayal also provided the Soviets with valuable information about US intelligence gathering methods and operations. The FBI began investigating Ames in 1986 after noticing his lavish lifestyle, which seemed out of reach for someone on his salary. After years of surveillance and investigation, the FBI finally arrested Ames in 1994. He was convicted of espionage and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Section 9. Ana Montes, the Queen of Cuba. Ana Montes, a senior analyst at the Defense Intelligence Agency, earned the moniker Queen of Cuba for her long-running espionage activities on behalf of Fidel Castro's regime. For over 17 years, Montes provided Cuban intelligence with classified information about US military activities, policy towards Cuba, and the identities of American intelligence officers. Montes's position at the DIA gave her access to a wide range of sensitive information. She was known for her expertise on Cuba and Latin America and was highly regarded by her colleagues. However, unknown to them, she was secretly loyal to the Cuban government. Driven by her ideological convictions, Montes believed that the United States was a threat to Cuba and that her actions were justified. Her treachery had a significant impact on US interests, compromising intelligence operations and influencing US policy toward Cuba. She was arrested in 2001 and sentenced to 25 years in prison. Section 10. Robert Hanssen, the FBI agent turned Russian spy. Robert Hanssen, a former FBI agent, shocked the world when he was exposed as a double agent who had been spying for the Soviet Union and later Russia for more than 2 decades. Hanssen's treachery was driven by a complex mix of factors, including financial gain, a sense of adventure, and a desire to outsmart his colleagues. Hanssen's betrayal had a profound impact on US national security. He compromised the identities of numerous American intelligence assets, including double agents operating within the Soviet and Russian governments, leading to their capture, imprisonment, and in some cases, death. His actions also revealed sensitive information about US intelligence gathering methods and technologies. The FBI's investigation into Hanssen was one of the most extensive and complex counterintelligence operations in US history. He was finally arrested in 2001 after being caught red-handed, leaving a package of classified documents at a dead-drop site for his Russian handlers. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Espionage, a legacy of secrets and sacrifice. Espionage, a world of secrets, betrayals, and high stakes, has shaped history profoundly. From ancient battlefields to digital landscapes, spies have determined the fate of nations. Celebrated as heroes or condemned as traitors, their stories reveal intrigue and danger. These spies from diverse backgrounds operated in secrecy, risking their lives. Espionage remains crucial in international relations, protecting interests and anticipating threats.